Welcome back to LFC Transfer Hub, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Today we've got huge transfer drama and breaking news. Jeremy Frimpong reveals which Liverpool star is crucial for the dressing room culture. Alexis Mac Allister says Liverpool star inspired Premier League dream, I was a big fan. Fabrizio Romano reveals Arsenal interest in world-class 20-year-old, two key developments explained. Let's dive in, Reds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. For Jeremy Frimpong, settling into a new team is rarely straightforward, especially when you arrive in the middle of one of the busiest transfer windows in Liverpool's modern history. Although, the adjustment has been smoother than most. The Dutch wingback grew up nearby Manchester after moving from Amsterdam at the age of 7, and his return to the northwest came with the comfort of family, a private chef, and a tight-knit support team. But for teammates Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, record-breaking arrivals who have moved to the UK for the first time, the transition has been less simple. That is why Liverpool's player care staff, and the dressing room leaders, have been so crucial in recent weeks. The new signings have also been pulled into the fun. Wirtz, often labelled shy, has been coaxed out of his shell during these games, while Ekitike has embraced the humour as a way of showing his personality to his teammates. Kerkez, already close with compatriot Dominic Szoboszlai, has quickly blended in too, trading laughs with Robertson over his Glaswegian accent. The moments might seem trivial, but they speak to something much bigger. Slot's Liverpool are a team in transition, and the culture off the pitch is just as important as the tactical blueprint he is trying to lay down on it. Frimpong himself has been quick to embrace the challenge of integration. The 23-year-old has leaned into his naturally lively personality, sparking squad activities to bring new signings together. During a light-hearted TNT Sports Most Likely to game, Frimpong was asked who he would choose to make new arrivals feel comfortable straight away. Andy Robertson. His answer was instant. Robertson has long been regarded as one of Liverpool's dressing room constants. This summer, he was formally recognised as such when Arne Slot named him vice-captain, stepping into the role vacated by Trent Alexander-Arnold after his move to Real Madrid. For Slot, Robertson's importance extends far beyond the pitch. Apart from all the quality he shows on the pitch, he plays also a big role in the culture we have here at this club, Slot explained. Which is, as I said many times last season, the biggest gift I could get from Jurgen Klopp. Robertson's influence is obvious. Now in his 9th season at Anfield, the Scotland captain has been part of Liverpool's leadership group for years, alongside Alisson Becker and Mohamed Salah. But his promotion to vice-captain has only strengthened his authority. For Frimpong, he is the heartbeat of the squad, the first player you'd turn to if you needed a laugh, a lift, or just a way to feel included. As Liverpool's season gets underway again after the September international break, the roles of Robertson and other senior players in guiding Wirtz, Ekitike, and the rest through their first steps in red will be vital. Alexis Mac Allister says Liverpool star inspired Premier League dream, I was a big fan. Alexis Mac Allister has compared the passion of Liverpool fans to that of the supporters of Boca Juniors in Argentina, as the midfielder opened up on how Maxi Rodriguez helped inspire him to become a Premier League star. Mac Allister has become a huge fan favourite on Merseyside since his move from Brighton and Hove Albion in the summer of 2023 and made 35 appearances for Arne Slot's side last season as they won the title with 4 games to spare in late April. The Argentina international moved to Brighton from his homeland in 2019 and returned for a loan spell with Boca, whose La Bombonera Stadium is renowned as one of the most atmospheric in world football, and in an interview with GQ magazine, he likened that support to the one he now enjoys at Anfield. Mac Allister said, "When I was younger, there weren't many Argentinians in the Premier League, but I used to wake up very early in the mornings to watch players like Carlos Tevez and Maxi Rodriguez. I was a big fan of the Premier League, so I hope the next generations are doing the same with us, not just with me but with Argentinian players in general. In Argentina, it is quite hard not to get into football, but my dad never told us that we had to play football, and it's not just me, my 2 brothers play football, one, Francis Manuel, in Argentina, and the other one, Kevin, in Belgium. So it is definitely something that we chose. When we were kids, we used to watch our dad play football. So yeah, for us it's a big passion, and we are really, really grateful that this sport has given us so much. I feel the level of passion is the common thing, especially when it comes to clubs. I come from a big club in Argentina, Boca Juniors, and I always compare their fans with Liverpool fans, but I would say that the passion is the only similarity that we have, because in terms of the culture and the country, it's quite different. Allister, who was part of the Argentina side that won the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, added, "To play in a World Cup is really special. I had the opportunity to play in one and we won it, which is not easy at all. Qatar was in the middle of a season, so this one is going to be different. But I don't think about the future. I know some players worry about getting injured before the World Cup, but I don't think that way. I always say that you have to go 100% every single game. It's not going to be easy to win back-to-back World Cups, because there will be a lot of good teams, really good players, and we understand it's not easy to win 2 in a row. But we hope the next one is a big one for Argentina as well, and that we can defend the trophy and win another one. That's the mentality we have, we always want more." Allister played the full 90 minutes as Argentina lost 1-0 to Ecuador in the early of Wednesday morning, UK time. Fabrizio Romano reveals Arsenal interest in world-class 20-year-old, 2 key developments explained. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Arsenal had a genuine interest in signing Arda Guler from Real Madrid before 2 key developments got in the way. The highly rated Turkey international endured a tricky start to life at the Bernabeu, seeing limited playing time despite looking like a hugely exciting prospect. Guler is now playing more often for Real Madrid, and it seems that Xabi Alonso replacing Carlo Ancelotti was key for this. Arsenal's interest is also suggested to have cooled once Andrea Berta came in as the Gunners' new sporting director, according to Romano in his latest YouTube video post. Fabrizio Romano on Arsenal's Arda Guler transfer interest. There was a club around October-November 2024, from what I'm told, that was prepared to attack in case Carlo Ancelotti stayed at Real Madrid for this season and in case Real Madrid could open doors to the exit of Arda Guler, Romano said. He added, "There was a club planning for an attack to try to get Arda Guler before Xabi Alonso arrived and closed every single door for this possibility, as the player also did in the recent years, because he always wanted to play for Madrid. That club was Arsenal. Arsenal considered the possibility around October, November again before Andrea Berta got appointed as the new director. But Arsenal last year considered the possibility to go for Arda Guler in case Ancelotti was going to end up staying at Real Madrid and in case maybe they opened the doors to the exit of Arda Guler in a similar situation of Martin Odegaard. So they consider that possibility. Then new director at Arsenal, Andrea Berta, new coach at Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso, new life for Arda Guler at Real Madrid starting all games, and so no chance, it didn't become a negotiation. But I can guarantee to you that in the internal conversation around end of October, November 2024, Arda Guler was a topic for Arsenal. Arda Guler has had other Premier League suitors. Guler being on Arsenal's radar makes a lot of sense, and one can easily imagine a host of top clubs were keeping an eye on him when his Madrid future seemed in some doubt. Caught Offside were previously informed that Liverpool and Aston Villa were also among Guler's admirers, but obviously these deals also never happened for the same reasons. Relevo also previously reported on Guler's poor relationship with Ancelotti, but the 20-year-old now looks to be enjoying life under Alonso. Winners and losers from international break as Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz rated. Liverpool fans will no doubt greet the end of the international break as the Reds prepare to return to action in the Premier League. Arne Slot will be welcoming his players back over the next couple of days as he plans for Sunday's game against Burnley, with Liverpool looking to make it 4 wins out of 4 and strengthen its case for being the favourite for this season's title. The good news for Slot is that his international stars look to have come away from their duties unscathed, although some of his players did endure contrasting fortunes over the past few days. Here's a look at Liverpool's winners and losers during the International break, with some players perhaps happier to get back to domestic matters this week. Winners. Having finally secured his move to Anfield just hours before jetting off to meet up with his Sweden teammates, the international break may have actually come at the perfect time for Alexander Isak. It feels strange to be labeling someone who only played around 20 minutes in a 2-0 defeat to Kosovo a winner, but Slot will no doubt be more than happy to not see his new record signing rushed back into action, while also getting back into the rhythm of training alongside others and getting his first minutes of the season before reporting for duty with the Reds. Rio Nguma's stock continues to rise after he made his debut for England U19s, and having been included in the squad for the Champions League, no doubt we'll be seeing him get more first-team opportunities at Liverpool over the coming weeks. It's been a frustrating start to the season for Connor Bradley, with injury toward the end of pre-season wrecking his chance of making the right-back slot his own following Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure. Having started both of Northern Ireland's games against Luxembourg and Germany, and impressed in the process, he'll be back in Slot's thoughts for the weekend. And so will Andy Robertson. The 31-year-old looks as though he might have to concede the first-choice left-back spot to Milos Kerkez now, although he gave a timely reminder of his quality as he helped Scotland to 4 points on the road against Denmark and Belarus. Losers. It's been a tricky start to life at Liverpool for Florian Wirtz, and many might have expected him to start showing his quality while away with Germany. We certainly saw some of that with his free kick against Northern Ireland, but overall it proved to be a difficult couple of games for the former Bayer Leverkusen man, with the German media pulling no punches on his performances. Alexis Mac Allister didn't get too many complimentary reviews either for his display in Argentina's defeat to Ecuador. Admittedly, the midfielder hasn't been at full fitness at the start of this season, and with the defending world champions having already secured their place at next year's tournament, you have to question why Lionel Scalin chose to leave him on for the full 90 minutes. It was a frustrating evening for Mohamed Salah as well as Egypt drew a blank against Burkina Faso, with the goalless draw meaning the Pharaohs will have to wait until the next international break to secure their place at the World Cup. Salah will be hoping he can hit some of his best form before that break next month, with last season's Player of the Year recently admitting he hasn't yet struck up an understanding with Hugo Ekitike, and the arrival of Isak may well complicate things a little more. Talks are ongoing between Liverpool and Ibrahima Konate over contract renewal. Liverpool are still hopeful of renewing Ibrahima Konate's contract despite it seemingly likely that the Frenchman follows Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. Marca reports that Real Madrid's interest in Konate is an open secret, and after Liverpool's move to sign Marc Guéhi fell through on deadline day, Arne Slot centre-back headache continues. After a summer in which Liverpool signed Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike among others, it's by no means doom and gloom at Anfield, but it's a worrying situation. Jarell Quansah left the club in July to sign for Bayer Leverkusen but remains unreplaced, and if Konate leaves at the end of the summer, Liverpool will need 2 new central defenders. There are still conversations ongoing between Liverpool and Ibrahima Konate over contract extension. Despite the obvious courting of Konate by Madrid, Liverpool are still working to renew his terms to hold on to him. Fabrizio Romano said on his YouTube channel, "So Liverpool, there are still conversations ongoing over the new contract between Konate and Liverpool, but there is no agreement at this stage. It's not something easy." That story was really with many different moments. In October and November last year, it was quite close. The contract extension verbally was very close, just with some final clauses. Then it changed the game around December and January. New discussions on the contract and no agreement. We've spent the last 6, 8, 9 months with no agreement between the parties. What about Real Madrid? Konate, for sure, is on the list of Real Madrid. For sure, he is one of the players they like, and for sure he is one of the players that they would like to bring in 2026. But this will only happen if Konate doesn't extend his contract at Liverpool. With Konate out of contract at the end of the season, Liverpool owners FSG need to act to ensure that even if he moves to Real Madrid, there isn't a repeat of the Alexander-Arnold saga in the sense that it overshadows the season. With the arrival of Isak, Wirtz and Ekatike, Liverpool appear to be on the verge of a truly historic campaign, and it would be a shame if another protracted contract debacle dominates the headlines instead.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.